Hello everyone, Logan from Curated Avalon, and today I have the latest addition to the Ferris Wheel Press FerriTales fountain pen ink collection. This is Lures of the Loch, and I'm a little excited for this one. I've been really enjoying green inks lately, but also where I'm from we have our own version of the Loch Ness Monster, and that is Chessie. I'm on the Chesapeake Bay, and yeah, every now and again there is a Chessie sighting, so intrigued to get into this one and just see what color ink Ferris Wheel Press has for us this time. So this is going to have a green base, no sheening. The shimmer is going to be rose gold. The shading is medium, and they suggest that you rinse pens thoroughly when exploring a new ink color. This is their 20 milliliter bottle of fountain pen ink. Did you hear that splash? In a lake overflowing with lush foliage and creatures of legendary stories, Patch will need to venture beyond the murky depths to unravel their watery secrets. Remember, do not judge a lake based on how it appears on the surface. I love how they have this cute journal with a fountain pen. The FerriTales collection. Ferris Wheel Press fountain pen inks are water-based, evenly toned, rich, and saturated. To experience the full magic of the FerriTales collection, pair the ink with medium to broad nibs or dip pens. Use for your next artistic epiphany. I think the packaging is cute. Not overwhelming, but cute. I think that's like a catfish. Got a frog that looks like an ink bottle. Okay, that's adorable. I didn't catch that the first time. Oh, we've got a horse in the water. Always so much detail in the illustrations. And they do have new labeling on the bottom. We have a larger sticker. We have a number, and we have the full name. Can I just say, this is a genuine, not golf clap, a genuine clap. Thank you so much, Ferris Wheel Press. This is what we needed. I mean, I would like a more permanent labeling for sure. I am wondering though if this will actually fit on the top because it looks too big. Maybe it will. Oh no. Oh well. I finally figured out to put the label on the top of the lid. It's not as pretty, but if you do that, you can see the label either through the box or just while it's sitting in a drawer or on a shelf. Oh well, we got one battle resolved. At least we have a full name on the label. The label can still fall off super easily, which is why I thought putting it on the top of the cap was smart, but we have the full name, so that's fantastic. And you could probably shave it down enough maybe to stick it on the top. I don't know. Anyway, getting to the ink, I just want to remark Ferris Wheel Press has a newer filigree on the bottles of the FerriTale inks. I love the design. It's just so pretty. To get it in focus without too much mirroring is difficult, but it's beautiful. Anyway, I'm a little obsessed with it. So, new ink, and I have a new dip pen. This is the Shuttle from Colorverse. I'm not sold on this pen yet as it had a lot of burr issues right out of the box. I think it's too expensive to have that many issues, and I've been working on shaving it down just a little bit at a time because I don't want to mess up the end here, but it was just like practically shredding paper. So I have that today instead of a fountain pen. I have my onion skin journal, my paperweight. This is the Nomad paperweight or book weight from Good Made Better. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend. I use it every day, and not just for fountain pen use. I don't use it so much for reading, but if I'm copying something out of a book, or I guess not many people do that much these days, but I do, I use it quite often. I have my Endless paper pad, tearaway pad, and I also have Tomoe River paper. So I'm just going to go back and forth between these. I'll start with the onion skin. Make sure this is shaken up quite nicely. That shimmer loves to be on the bottom. I'll start off with an ink spatter. This will showcase the full range of the ink, especially with that shimmer. And since this is a shimmer ink, I'm going to shake it up again before I swab, because look where that shimmer is. I'm liking the intensity of the green. It's a little more watery. So we have Ferris Wheel Press, Lures of the Loch. I think it's very pretty. I like how dark it can get with the dip pen. I really like the way it's looking so far. Especially as this is drying, you can see some of that gold popping. That's lovely. I like that a lot. Slide this on over. Go ahead and play with the Endless paper and the Tomoe River paper. Just as another random point, so I love knurling, especially on pens. Even my kitchen sink faucet has a knurled end, but since this has like a stripe, the ink grabs and just keeps traveling up. I don't really like that. I think a crosshatch like knurl, even though this is cool, it does look very spacey. I think that would maybe keep that ink from traveling up so much. I'm going to cheat a little bit and grab some ink off the top. I'll swap first. We'll go ahead and do that. It's kind of Grinchy, but I really like it. Like, I don't think Christmas when I see this green. So far, so good. I think the ink is beautiful. It writes very well in the dip pen. It has a nice even flow to it. I haven't used a shimmer ink or sparkling ink in this dip pen yet, and I'm very pleased with the flow. So we have it drying nicely on the onion skin. I will say the endless paper inks usually show up a little bit more dull on this paper. It absorbs more. It's a very nice look. It's just not quite as vibrant as some of the other papers. I try not to pick up too much of the ink when I'm using shimmer ink spatters because so much of the goodness is in that layer of ink on top. Oh my goodness, it just hit me. This is very Wicked Witch green. Like, whew, is that Wicked Witch green? I like the name of the ink. I like the texture. I think the color is gorgeous. I'm just going to let it dry for a few minutes, come back to it, and check out that shimmer. Inks have been drying for a few minutes. They're still wet, but I'm liking that shimmer. It's very intense. Even on the endless paper, it's showing up very well. Never in my life could I imagine I would be so interested in the shimmer in an ink, or really on anything, glitter or shimmer. I absolutely love that. Like, oh my goodness. That's gorgeous. I need to compare all of my bright green inks that remind me of the Wizard of Oz and see which one is my favorite at this point, because that's quite stunning. Tomaway River paper. I love the depth of the green and it getting lighter. I just never knew I would be obsessed with the dispersion of Shimmer, but here we are. It's lovely ink, very beautiful. I love the color. It's an ink that I'm very happy I do have a bottle of, because I don't know what it is lately, but I've really been getting into greens. Oh, and where this is like pooled, oh my goodness. That's like straight out of a fantasy novel. Dragons, sea beasts, that is just so cool. Trying to get that full depth of it on camera. Where the shimmer is pooled more, you just get this lovely dark color. I'd have to say Ferris Wheel Press knocked it out of the park with this one. It's gorgeous. I love it. Had a very lovely texture to it. And we now have full name labeling on the bottom of the bottle. I'm just wondering if I can sit there and make it, if I can cut this down enough to fit on the top of this. Now granted, like I said, aesthetically, the cap is far more beautiful without the sticker. However, that does make it far more easier to tell what ink it is you're grabbing out of a desk drawer or off a shelf even. I don't know, but I am insanely grateful to have that label on the bottom of the bottle. So there it is, Lures of the Loch from Ferris Wheel Press, their FerriTales collection. Let me know what you think of this ink in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.